Hey, welcome back once again to Everyman Driver. I'm Dave Erickson. Thanks so much for watching. This week we're on special assignment in sunny and gorgeous Santa Monica, California to test drive this all-new Volvo XC90 three-row passenger SUV. So much to talk about today. It's going to be fun. Let's get started. All right, welcome inside the all-new Volvo XC90 alongside Beeb.
That's it.
Introduce yourself officially and who you represent.
Hi guys, this is Beeb Ashcroft with Momstar.com, and we are here today in the lovely XC90.
In beautiful Santa Monica, California. This is a gorgeous car, so smooth already.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're on a 45-minute to hour first drive in this car, and there are different driving modes. So I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to look at these driving modes, and I want you to kind of walk through what we have and our kind of reaction to them. So here we go.
So here we are. This is the roller that switches the drive mode. So if we activate this here, you can see the different modes appear on the screen, and you can use this roller to go up and down to select the different mode that you want to be in. So you see we have all-wheel drive, we have save, which is save and charge the battery for later use. You can go into pure mode, which is pure eco drive. You can go into hybrid for everyday use, or you can go into power mode if you really want to get sporty with it. We also have off-road and individual, where you customize it. So you just scroll up to whichever one you want and press the screen to select. I love that. That's so cool.
That backup camera is amazing.
I know.
Ginormous. First impressions of doing the navigation system?
First impressions of doing the navigation system, you know, I think it's a nice navigation system. It's straightforward to use. I like the way it displays right where you're at on the map on the screen, which it sounds redundant to say that, but not all GPSs do. Some have more of a general map view, and it's not as intuitive to tell where you are or where you're going. With this, it shows right on the screen exactly where all your turns are. It shows where you are on the map, so you know if you're going the right way or not going the right way. And it also has the driver navigation, as you were mentioning earlier, so you can see right in your screen, okay, right in the dash, this is where I'm turning. So you don't even have to take your eyes off of the road.
Turn left.
You can know exactly where you're going without having to look down here. So I really like it.
Now,
And
turn left.
it's intuitive for entering the address in. It, you know, didn't give me errors the way some GPSs do when you try to put something in and it's like, oh, Portland, Oregon, did you mean Portland, Maine, or whatever?
Please,
so
turn
yeah,
right
I like
in
it.
400 feet.
I mean, I've been
Now,
driving,
turn right.
this is my first time driving in Santa Monica personally, and I was able to do it, and I didn't get horribly lost, and it wasn't terrifying going, where am I going? Where's the turnoff? So, yeah, 2 thumbs up from me.
Well, I got lost already because I was too listening to you so much. I started forgetting about the car. I think I missed my turn.
GPS tip number 1, be quiet while the driver is driving.
No, you were more important. I wanted to listen to you. But this is great. The heads-up display, like you said, you keep your eyes on the road, and it's right there in front of me. Not very, intrusive. It's, boom, perfect.
And that way, if you do miss the turn, you know it right away.
Exactly. I find this so smooth in the steering. I mean, the seat comfort's amazing to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great adjustability, but the steering wheel, fantastic. We've been winding through the hillside here above Santa Monica. I like it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's really smooth. As we saw, it stops very quickly if you quickly come upon a red light.
Yes.
It's very responsive. It gets up to speed quickly. It stops quickly.
Turn right, 500.
The handling's really nice. It's very smooth. Even though it's a larger car, I don't feel like I'm driving a tank like I do sometimes. Sometimes the visibility in larger, say, SUV type cars is kind of bad, and you sort of feel like I can't see where. I mean, I personally feel like I can't see as well, or it's harder to change lanes. But I feel like the visibility in this is pretty good, and I don't feel like I'm all over the place in a gigantic tank. It doesn't feel huge, even though you also feel like you are protected. You feel like you have the protection of the SUV without it being like so intimidating if you're more used to smaller cars.
I think it's deceivingly big, and they've got the little sensors in the side mirrors for if the car is in your blind spot. It doesn't make an audible alert, but it does light up a little bit. And we've got all these other sensors that show up here in the infotainment system, which looks like a mini iPad, doesn't it?
It does.
The dimensions is more taller than it is wide, or maybe it is the same up and down.
It's about the size of my iPad mini.
Yeah, so it's great, and this is, you know, all the graphics are good too. You know, it's up to date to where I think it should be.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point, because I love the features, as you were saying, with the sensors that let you know when things are in your blind spot, when, you know, say you're getting too close, and even like the rear view mirror to give you more visibility, because I feel that's the biggest downfall of having like an SUV, because I love the protection, but I hate feeling like I can't see where I'm going. I hate the feeling of like, am I going to have somebody in my blind spot when I'm changing lanes? So that for me gives me more confidence, for sure.
Yeah, we're high enough up, but we're not too high like a larger SUV would be. Yeah, it still has a car
down
feel.
On everybody.
Hey, what do you think about the cabin, this layout?
I think it's good. It's sleek. It's, like you said, it's very comfortable. There's a lot of leg room. I like that.
And in front and in back.
Yeah.
All right, Nation, here's a quick look at your real-world legroom and headroom inside the XC90. And that's my driving position up front. I've been driving the last, I don't know, 20 miles or so. And so look how much room I have between my knees and the back of the seat. Plenty of space. Headroom is just as impressive. Check that out. Look at that. And there's all this great little screen here that goes all the way back to the back passenger. So you have this massive panoramic sunroof, but tons of space between your head and the roofline. This car is amazing, huge, so much space, and tons of luxury. By the way, there is a fold-down armrest right here. And, as usual, a pair of cup holders. Nice. To make your way in the back, there is a latch just here above the seat. Folds, slides, and there's your cargo room. But of course it is a 3-row passenger. So now you have more room right there. Looking good. This system right here takes a little bit getting used to, but I feel like its learning curve can be pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure, because at first when you step in, to me this looks so futuristic that it's like, where's my, I can't shift, where's the, you know, and then you realize, oh, you just press it, it's just like a computer, it's just more computerized, and once you do, effortless. And that's, I think that's neat. The key is very interesting, the way you put it on the side and turn the knob to start it, and then of course you have the driver mode that we were talking about earlier. It's definitely different, but yeah, you're right. At first I was like, what? Huh?
Well, I didn't know how to start the car at first. I was looking for a push button to start it, but it is a little turn of the knob to the start and to the stop, and because it's the the electric motor and the hybrid system as well, that you don't hear it.
Yeah, it's so smooth that it almost is like, hey, wait.
Well, I sure hope you enjoyed that first drive experience in the all-new Volvo XC90 here in Santa Monica, California. I will have much more on everymandriver.com. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson. Thanks for watching. So, Beeb, you're based out of Seaside, Oregon. They're on the coast. Not a big hotbed for automotive journalism, is it?
Well, you know what? I love living by the beach, so I'm fine with commuting to wherever I need to go to write about cars. You know, I do live close enough to Portland, so I write for momstart.com, and so we cover a variety of lifestyle topics, including automotive is a big one for us because obviously we all drive every day, and we really try to translate, the nuts and bolts of cars into what they really mean for everyday families, and how does this translate to you for safety, affordability, what do the features really mean, and that's kind of our focus with automotive.
How big is the team there?
Well, we do have a staff of writers. It's primarily myself and Louise Bishop is the owner of the website. It's primarily us, and then we have a small, intimate staff of writers who are in different parts of the country who contribute for us as well. But Louise and I primarily handle all the automotive stuff.
So kind of an insider behind the curtain, how do you get access to vehicles being in Seaside and then also getting to press events like this in California?
Well, it varies. sometimes people will deliver cars to me from Portland, and I get to tool them around in Seaside. Other times I will fly out to events in different states depending on if there's a car being unveiled, because, you know, women are such a large market for automotive buying that it is a powerful voice, so that really resonates with car companies.
Yeah, a large percentage, is it 60-80% of the buying decisions are made by women in the family?
Right, yeah. So it's a huge driver, no pun intended,
Yes. Yeah.
of automotive sales, and sometimes overlooked. So it's really good, you know, they really are trying to look more into tapping into that market. And, you know, how do we reach these women who are actually very educated about vehicles and have big say about what's being purchased? And, you know, how are we reaching that message to them?
Mm-hmm. And with the push of SUVs, crossovers,
turn left,
and the whole family aspect of
Yes.
driving and how that fits into a family dynamic.
Yes.
And without being, you know, women have a huge influence.
Oh, absolutely, because a vehicle is what you're using every single day to get the kids to school and to, you know, carpool with your husband or go to family events or go to your job or whatever. I mean, we all rely so heavily on our vehicles that, you know, it really is, the whole family is dependent on this car or cars, depending how many you have. So absolutely, women are huge in that.
Is there a top 3 or top 5 factors that go into the buying decision for women that you'd say, first thing I come to buy is probably safety,
Of
fuel
course.
economy? What kind of things that are usually on the top 5 list that come across for you?
You know, I can only really speak to, you know, myself and my demographic, our readers. I mean, safety is always number one. Affordability is huge, and practicality. I mean, if you have little children, if you have a sports car, probably not going to get the booster seats in there, and a lot of people get sad they have to give those booster seats, you know, give the sports car up because they got to use the, you know, bigger mom van or whatever. And that goes into another factor, which is, you know, how do you have a car for family that, you know, style is a big factor as well, something that isn't just the, you know, old sedan or whatever.
Station wagon with the fake wood paneling on the side.
Absolutely. So style also fits in there, and then what kind of features, because nowadays we have all these bells and whistles that you can get and all kinds of add-ons, and which ones are actually worth your time, which ones are going to lend to making your life more convenient. I would say that's our top 5 for our readers.